Alright people, so we're out with the Senton today. This might be the first video you're seeing of it, just because I've probably made like 6 videos about this thing so far, and they're just not that good. We got Xena out with us today. You guys haven't seen her in a while. She hurt her leg about 5 days ago, so she is still recovering. As you can see, that's my homemade Dusty Motors cover. There's nothing that actually holds it on. It just sits like that, and you'll see how much it actually helps. It's actually an old lawnmower bag, like the bag off of the back of a lawnmower that collects all the grass. I found one in the garbage, and I took it home because the material those things are made out of is ridiculously strong. God damn it, these things are a pain in the butt to get in sometimes. So anyway, that's what the cover is made out of, an old lawnmower bag. So the material is really strong, and it's like weatherproof, you know, because it's meant to be outside on a lawnmower. So it's pretty beefy stuff I got on there. So we're running 2S at 9,000 milliamps. Oh, yeah, see how she's limping on that leg? So don't expect Xena to be doing too much today. Oh wow, she is feeling really struggling or sluggish today. Oh, that diff lock though. Yeah. Oh. So last night I took the diff apart in the rear. Oh, that front end plow. And I locked up the rear differential, so oh, it handles so much better now. Well, it's not completely locked. I put some silicone earplugs in the diff. From the factory, it wasn't too bad, like the diff, but as I got like 6 battery packs through it, the diff started to open up. So, oh wow, that stuff is really soft down there. Holy crap, look how far Xena's sinking into the ground. Oh man, this thing is so great. Apart from the cogging or hesitation, which I will put at some part of this video, but man, I really do like this Arrma. I've had to replace a bunch of stuff on it already, and I don't mean by like buying parts from the store, but here, I'll see if I can show you. Stuff has been wearing out already, and I was not impressed. So hopefully you guys can see on the camera here, these link bars right here, all of them are starting to show signs of wear, and I've had the truck for like a month. and all the pillow balls are starting to wear out already. So I actually did a bunch of modifications. One side of the truck is running actual bearings in the pillow balls, so like actual ball bearings, and then on the other side of the truck I used like brass bushings. So we'll see how they hold up. Oh god, it really digs in on that that downslope. And since I put that cover on, I have not had the motor get jammed up, or not the motor, the steering. So hopefully, because I did a bunch of research online, like I checked out, what was it, the Scorched RC inner fenders. And I really like this guy's channel, XO1 or something. I think it's XO1. He does really good reviews on certain stuff. Is my steering off? Looks like my steering's off a little bit. So anyway, he bought the Scorched RC inner fenders, and it didn't seem like he was very impressed either. Because he took his truck out in stuff like this and brought it back, and it was like just as dirty as before without the inner fenders. Oh, so I don't see much point in getting those, because they, from what I can tell, don't do much at all, really. And the one site I did find to buy the Dirty Motors dust cover, they wanted like $50 for that thing. And it's literally just like a piece of window screen. I mean, it's probably a little tougher than that, but essentially it's just a piece of window screen with some Velcro and a zipper on it. You know, and they're charging $50? Like, what? I could go to some thrift store, buy an old, you know, raincoat or something, cut it up, and there's your zipper. So that's why I decided to try the lawnmower bag. It was free, I already had it. And it was a bag for a lawnmower I don't have, so there's no point keeping it, right? So I'm not gonna flip the truck over and bang it out or anything. We're just gonna... Oh, unless it does it on its own. That doesn't count. Yeah, such a good handling little truck. I've changed a few little things here and there about the handling, but nothing major other than locking the rear diff. And like I said, it's not 100% locked, but it's pretty close because I got those silicone earplugs in there. What is going on? Why does it look like the body's all jacked up on one side? What the hell is going on? Did I break a body post or something? Oh, I see what's going on. There we go. Okay, there we go. I was wondering what the hell's going on there. The body is all jacked up on one side. Oh, look at that, so close. That was something else I wanted to mention, is the overall build quality of this truck is actually pretty decent. I have not had anything come loose except for the slipper. I don't know why, but the slipper was loose from the factory. And I don't mean it wasn't tight enough for me. It wasn't tight enough at all. The screw was so far out on the slipper, it was starting to damage the drive shaft. So I'm glad I found that, because I took out the drive shaft just to see how easy it was. And I noticed it had some weird, like, wear marks on it. It's like, what the hell's that? So sure enough, I checked the slipper, and the screw was like 6 turns out. It's supposed to be like a turn and a half, I think. And yeah, it was like 6 turns out, so I figured, fuck it, I just tightened it as much as it'll go, because I'm not a big fan of slippers. Every time my truck has a slipper, not this truck, but my trucks in general, they tend to slip when they're not supposed to, or when I don't want them to. Oh, a little parachuting going on that one. Oh, there we go. That was a nice landing. Such a great little truck. I do want to convert it to 3S at one point, but right now I don't have a... Oh! Good battery options for it. And to be honest, it runs pretty good on 2S. As long as you got a big chonky 2S to put in it. I mean, it runs pretty good. Oh, might have to put a skid plate on the front of this thing to see if I can get it to slide a little more instead of just plowing into the ground. You okay, Xena? I don't expect you to run around much today. So Xena is 2 years old at this point. She is roughly 86 pounds. I think the heaviest she got to was 88 or 87, somewhere around there. Oh, so her average weekly weight is like 85, 86, somewhere around there. Which is big enough for me. She's still the biggest sweetheart, aren't you? You're just a sweetie pie. She's friendly with everybody, aren't you? She's always happy, aren't you? Always happy, even with your gimped out leg. She's always happy. Crazy dog. So we don't actually know what she did, because we were in the backyard. All three of the dogs were in the backyard, just kind of playing around. And then Xena took off on her own, just like by herself, running at full speed behind the shed, and then came back limping. There was no noise. There was 2 adults outside at the time, within a matter of like 20 feet, and we didn't hear a single noise out of her. Uh-oh, steering's jammed. That's as far as I can turn right. Alright, well, let's see. Since the steering's jammed, I'm gonna have to clean it out anyway. Let's see just how nasty it is in there. Okay, so that's what's on the cover. Let's see what's under the cover. Not bad. Not bad. Well, there's definitely some stuff still getting into the front of the chassis somehow. And you can see I even tried to like bag up the steering there a little bit with the tape and everything. Still not good enough, apparently. Alright, do I have steering back? Yeah, we're good. Okay. Just flop that back down. So as you can see, my dust cover actually works pretty good. Doesn't completely fix the issues, but at least the chassis doesn't completely fill up with stuff. And because it's like a window screen type mesh, the fans have no problem breathing through it. So there you go, guys. There's my Senton and how she's... What do you got? You found a Timmy's cup, did you? So there's my Senton and how I run her. For now, anyway. Like I said, it'll probably end up on 3S at some point. Oh, shit. Sorry, Xena. You okay? You okay? I wasn't paying attention. I didn't mean to aim for you. Here, have your coffee cup. Oh, I'm sorry, sweetie. I'm sorry, sweetie. I don't think I got her. Yeah, she's still not 100% on that leg. The first, like, 3 days, she wouldn't even put it on the ground. Now at least she walks on it, so it's not too serious. She must have, like, sprained her ankle or pulled a muscle or something, because it's been, like, almost a week, and she's still favoring it. But like I said, she didn't make a single noise. No squeaking, no crying, nothing. Nothing. She just came from the backyard, like I said, like 20 feet away, limping like she broke her leg. It's like, well, it can't be that bad, or you would have screamed or something. I mean, dogs generally cry when they're in a lot of pain, so it's like, why the hell didn't she make any noise? So anyway, that's why Xena's gimpy. She did something to her leg. And I can't even blame the other 2 dogs, because they weren't with her. They nowhere near her when it happened, so she either ran into something or fell over or something. Screwed herself up pretty good. Good girl, Zeta. Good girl. Yeah, such a good little truck. Oh, nice little two-wheel action there. The controller could be better. It's got the Arrma branded electronic speed controller. I'm not a big fan, especially the hesitation. Let's see if I can show that. That's kind of pathetic. Any of my other trucks would just spin up the tires and dig a hole in the ground. For some reason, this one refuses to spin the tires if it's jammed. That's where my other trucks would try and break an axle or something. So I don't know if that was like intentional. It's possible. They might have done that on purpose to stop people breaking so many axles and drive shafts and whatnot. But it's really annoying when you're on a hill and you want to give it full throttle and it rolls backwards. Like that's... Oh, and that's what happens if you keep pushing it. It shuts off completely. So that is why I don't like the controller. Apart from the hesitation slash cogging, it runs pretty good. But the hesitation slash cogging is really bad. So at some point I might end up putting a 1/8 scale controller in this like I did with my Wheelie King, because for some reason that 1/8 scale motor on the 110 scale motor actually runs really good. Which it's probably not supposed to, but hey, whatever. If it works, it works. I ain't gonna complain about, oh, it's not supposed to be on a motor that small. I don't care. If it works, it works. Wheelie King's been running that Hobby King 120 amp controller for like 8 years now. If it was gonna blow up because the motor's too high kV, it would have done it already. So I don't know if I'm going to change the motor and the controller. I think we'll just start with the speed controller, and then I'll put this Arrma controller into something else. I'm sure I can come up with a cheesy two-wheel drive truck or something that wouldn't really matter if it cogs a little bit. When you got a truck that's this heavy and it's four-wheel drive, like this thing's actually pretty heavy. I was surprised. I weighed my Wheelie King the other day. My Wheelie King is 8.8 pounds, so almost 9 pounds, and that's with a bunch of metal and batteries on it. I weighed this thing 8.7. It's like, really? What? And that was with the 2S battery in it. It weighs almost as much as my Wheelie King. And it's all plastic, like, basically. So I was surprised how heavy this little stadium truck actually is. Not that that's a bad thing, it was just surprising. I expected it to be, like 4 or 5 pounds, because it's got small tires. Most of it's just body. And yeah, I come to find out this thing's like closer to 10 pounds than it is to 5. So that might be part of the reason why it feels like it needs a bigger setup in it, because it weighs so much. Feels like the battery's starting to get weak. That's pretty good though. We've only had the steering jam once since we've been out here. And this is the stuff it really likes to jam in. I'm sure the construction guys are gonna love this. Hey, whatever gives them something to do, right? Half the time those guys just stand around and pretend like they're working. So there you go, guys. That's my Arrma Senton. Oh, sorry, Xena. Can't see you with the helmet on. Can't see up or down very well. So I thought you guys might want to see that. Back to the build quality. Yeah, just the pillow balls, basically. So far, everything else is holding up good. The shock towers, everything. The shocks. Oh! Yeah. Tires are not an issue because I'm only running 2S, so I'm not spinning them fast enough to explode. Oh, steering's gone. Oh, there it goes again. Okay, we're good. Whatever it was must have fell out. Got steering back. Oh. Yeah, I'm actually impressed. The steering servo's not bad. The motor feels pretty good. Like the brushless motor feels pretty good. It's got decent power, especially considering I'm running 2S and I'm used to trucks that run 3S. So, I mean, it's not a huge difference, but there is a pretty big power difference between 2S and 3S. What else is there? Waterproof. I mean, yeah, it's just... Oh! Even the plastic drive shafts are holding up really well. So they must have got the plastic figured out. Because that was one of the problems on my Wheelie King. And it wasn't even the axles with my Wheelie King, it was the drive shafts. But those things would wear out constantly. So yeah, so far I'm really liking this thing. Oh yeah, I did some minor adjustments to the suspension, just, you know, stiffen up the back a bit, loosen up the front a bit, because it was constantly squatting. So it would squat like that in the back, and then the front would be at max ride height all the time. It's like, what? Why? So I softened up the front, stiffened the back, so now it rides mostly level when you're on the throttle. Yeah, the back gets a little bit of sag while you're under throttle, but it's not like permanently bottomed out when you're on the gas. Anyway guys, just thought you might like that update. Got a new truck to play with. Not sure what the end setup is going to be for this thing, but we'll see. I'm definitely going to buy some street tires for it. Oh. Just because of the way this truck's designed, I think it would make a really good parking lot basher. Ooh, another free zip tie. Take that. Love these heavy-duty zip ties that the construction guys just throw out for free. Those are worth keeping. I'm always down for some free stuff. Yeah, I want to get some street tires for it, because yeah, I think it'd just be a good... Because it's a really low-profile truck... Oh, steering's jammed. Alright, it came back. Yeah, I think it'll be a good parking lot basher, so... Get a couple road-style tires for it. well, get a set of road style tires for it, and then I can use it as an on-road basher, because I don't have any, except for maybe the Red Cat. Don't really have any. Oh, it just went into low voltage. Well, let's give it a break and finish it off, I guess. Just let the batteries sit for 10 minutes or 5 minutes. They should recover some juice. It's just the way these 18650 cells work. If you push them too hard, they'll low voltage early. You gotta give them a minute to recuperate. That's probably about it, though. That's probably a good 15-20 minutes of running. And this thing pulls a lot of power on 2S. I'm talking like 160 amps type of power. This thing pulls a lot on 2S. Enough to heat up the wires on my battery, and there's 2 wires coming off of the battery. And it's still enough to heat those. Yeah, the wire going into the controller's like 12 gauge, and I got like 2 10 gauge wires. Or is it 14? One size bigger or smaller than the battery, the controller wire, but there's 2 of them, and they get hot. On 2S, like, this thing pulls stupid amounts of amps. So I gotta be careful with the batteries. Speaking of which, are they hot? That's the controller side. There we go, turn it back on. Yeah, how hot's the battery? It's like body temperature, it's warm. Yeah, you can see I got power back now. The truck will do that a couple times, and then it'll actually be dead. Oh, really? Oh, no, it's just the shitty hesitation of the controller. So anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed. Got a little Xena update. Nothing's really changed with her. Around 18 months, she did start barking and showing her guarding instincts. I couldn't believe it took that long for her to show her guarding instincts, but that's how long it took. 18 months. Uh-oh, the steering's jammed. I'm gonna grab that pretty quick. There we go. So for the past, because she's like 24 months now, so for the past like 4 months I've been telling her to shut up, stop barking at stuff. Because she barks at everything. So anyway, oh, there goes the truck again. Well, I guess that's it for the battery. Hope you enjoyed, guys.